Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Finance and General Services Committee of Stanley Town Council. You can just open the meeting, please. Okay, firstly, apologies.
Chairman, we've had apologies from Councillor Carol Hampson, Councillor Les Timby, Councillor George Wilkinson, Councillor Joyce Clark, Councillor Joanne Tully.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any declarations of interest from anyone? On any of the items on the agenda?
Sorry, Chair, I've got my mouth full of chocolate. In relation to the item on the County Durham Plan and non-pecuniary interest, as obviously I'm a cabinet member for Economic Development Region of Durham County Council, so I'll be declaring interest but remaining in the meeting.
Okay.
Is that all?
Anyone else? Well, I don't have any announcements. Do you have any, Alan?
Just the usual announcements, Chairman, that we are recording the meeting. Is anyone else present recording the meeting this evening? And could you all make sure your phones and devices are set to silent or switched off, please?
So do we have any public comments or anything from the public, Nancy?
No.
Oh, that was where we got Buggy and Nancy mixed together.
I've told him at the beginning of the meeting, so it's all right.
Yeah. Okay, so no public participation?
Nothing this evening, right, Chairman.
Nothing in writing, okay. Right, moving on to item 5. Can we look at the Finance and General Services Committee meeting minutes? Can we agree them and move it?
I'm moving with a true record, Chair.
Those agreed?
Yeah. What, no, before.
Just the initials on that, initial there. And the same, and it's the 15th of September.
Okay, moving on to item 6, Warden's updates and priorities. Report.
Chairman, thank you. There is a document which has been circulated in advance of the meeting relating to this. We have, and I know that many of you already know Belinda, but for those of you who don't, this is Belinda Snow. She is the Warden Service Coordinator. So she is the person who is line managing our new Stanley Town Council Wardens. And she's come to give an update as to where we are so far, and to ask members to consider what the initial priorities for tasking the wardens should be, and you will have seen that we've tabled some suggestions. So over to you, Belinda.
So we have 2 new neighbourhood wardens for Stanley Council, and they started on Monday, although they have been in a little earlier to do some training, such as stray dogs, stray horses, breakaway skills, lots of training to do with the vehicles. So they've only really been in a week or so. We've had a enhanced service with Stanley before, so it's not something that we don't know how to manage. I'll be managing the service with James, who together we'll get the priorities from you, and then we'll task the wardens to do what priorities you think is best fitting. Their contract is pretty similar to the contract that we have for our neighbourhood wardens in Durham County Council. The only difference is it's more of a proactive role, more of a community role than anything more. A lot of members like fixed county notices. This is more to do with community action and working with the community. So far, Kieran, who is one of the new neighbourhood wardens, have given out 3 CPWs for untidy yards and gardens, and again this is only Wednesday, so he's doing pretty well. And 1 fixed county notice, which is very good as well. So again, I'm asking from this group what kind of priorities we need to look at in future months. I think James had already sort of given this proviso that we go into schools, but again, we're going to find it difficult in the next week because the schools are closing down soon. So that will be the first thing that we do, perhaps in September when the schools roll back, to try and fit in some itinerary, how to go into the schools and what we want to deliver. We've also spoken to the Civic Pride team, Pauline Walker. She also goes into schools to give out similar educational speeches to the children. So we're going to link in with Pauline to be able to see if we can go in together and do things together, or if there's something that Pauline wants to do education-wise and something she thinks we should do apart from what we already cover. So that's what we've got so far. Day 3 in the Big Brother house.
If I could, before we throw open chair, if I could pick up from what Belinda said. Belinda said the staff started on Monday. Yesterday we did a bit of a photo opportunity and we're going to have a press release out to announce the service beginning by the end of the week. This list that we've given to you is literally, you know, I was James to think about what sort of priorities I thought would be useful for the start of the service, and then we had a meeting with Ian Hall and Belinda, and we had very similar lists about engagement and stuff. So this is just a set of suggestions. Obviously, you as a committee might have completely different ideas. So really, what we'd like to get from you is what you see the priorities being to get this service up and running, so we can feed that into the tasking that the staff are given. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have any comments?
A couple of comments from me. I think first of all, thanks, because this is exactly the type of service that when we first came back after the elections in the year that we asked for. I think since the last time you were here, you'll see some massive changes, and I'd like to apologise for the way in which the contract ended with the previous town council, because I think it left some very sour taste in the mouths of not just the staff who were working, and there were certain issues around how they found out about it. I don't want you to comment on them, that's just a statement from me. I'm pleased to see you back, because I know you had a really good relationship with people around Stanley. And I think that for me, how the work is tasked with the wardens is really, really critical to make sure that we get the best value for money out of them, and that the residents that we're providing the service for see the changes and the improvements that they need, not just from an education point of view, but from an enforcement point of view. So I think we need to get away from individual councillors ringing individual wardens. I think that was put an extra burden on resources and caused absolute chaos and confusion in the past. And I know I previously spoke to wardens who were delivering on the ground last time, and had spent a lot of their time managing their workload and caused more confusion. So for me, how the tasks allocated through you and James is critical. That's the members' point of contact from the town councillors, so we're unequivocal as to where the accountability is and how those tasks are given out. I think as well it's really pleasing to see that the new agreement is going to help us to have greater accountability to the public as well. So this isn't an enhanced service that we're buying in, so there's no issues around double taxation. It's everybody's crystal clear on what you're providing and how you're providing it. So for me, it's a good start this week. I'm really, really pleased. It's a signature project for the town council is, and we think it is going to make a massive difference to people's lives in Stanley. So good luck and look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
May I say that James has done a really good job. May I say that we accept the report that he made out over there, we accept this and take it on board.
Is that a motion?
Yeah.
Bella is moving the recommendations in the report. Right. Any more comment or any amendments to that motion?
Can I just say one thing? You know, you were saying about reporting things. Obviously, we have a new system now that reports things directly to the neighbourhood wardens with technical things with numbers in, and so we've got the priorities and things. So it would be that if it's easier to go through, it is easier to go through Jane, and then we can just say, oh, we've got updates and this is the update. It's going to make life so much easier to be able to say. I've also done something on the Akuma system where I've just put Stanley Town Council on it. So So anything that the wardens do will be directed through to Stanley Town Council, and then it will be easier just to ream those figures off for the next few meetings.
Again, before there's the vote on the motion that the councillor there has made, just picking up what Belinda said about reporting, I've asked, when we met with Ian and Belinda about a week before the service started, I asked for some baseline information about the statistics around the number of interventions and FPNs issued over the last year by the existing DCC service. And then once we've got that kind of baseline information, we'll get reports about the DCC call service and what our service is bringing to the party in terms of intervention. Although we're not specifically measuring it just on that because we want to do a lot of community-based work, but it'd be nice to see the additionality going on. And Belinda will get that information available to us probably before the next committee, so we can do that comparison. One of the things that I put in here was that the proposal that we bring this item back to the committee every 2 months, so we set priorities on a bi-monthly basis, not every month, because we set these are reasonably challenging sets of things to get going with, and then we can bring back some sort of meaningful reporting on how we've done those interventions before we get another steer. In terms of the forward plan, I was thinking about putting it on to full council for a review on a quarterly basis or maybe a biannual basis, and that's for members to really take a view on.
Yeah, just really quickly, and we've already touched on it, I just need to say it's essential that if you do want something doing, or you want something looked at, or you want some sort of engagement, come through me first and let me take it to Belinda, because I need to build up a bigger picture as well for further down the line, for this planning further down the line, where we're going. Me and Belinda are constantly in contact. Yeah, there may be a time when I'm on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks and I may say, you can contact Belinda in my absence, but we need to keep that structured, because that was one of the failures last time. Not a failure, but one of the problems we had last time. And I want to ensure that, you know, we get it right this time. We're going to get it right, but we need that protocol in place.
Just to be clear, I mean, I'm going to just, I know Carl's mentioned this and James has said it again, but we've written it into the service specification that you as individual members probably will build up personal relationships with the wardens and they'll come and meet you on site and do jobs. But they won't respond to direct contact. They will tell you to go back through James. They will be absolutely instructed not to do it. The same goes with the environmental caretakers. It must come through James so we can record all the work, so that we can manage the workload, so that we can make sure that we're providing an even service across the piece.
That's not to say you can't meet up with the wardens or walk down the front street with them or chat with them or talk about different jobs, but I need it to come back through.
One of the things we want them to do is we want them to do local environmental quality studies, and they will do those in hand with board members who know where the problems are. And they'll come to you and say, right, can we have a walkabout, show us what the problems are.
Yeah.
But in terms of the reactive stuff, that needs to come through so that we can manage that, so that Belinda can decide whether that's appropriate for the core DCC team or whether it is in fact something which our additional team should pick up. Thank you.
We would just a small comment specifically for Belinda and for James. You said that you highlight the instances where you gave out notices, etc. within the Stanley area for the past year. I'd like that to correlate so that we can highlight, you have asked in your presentation for highlighting of problem areas. That will highlight where potential problem areas are. And if we do the same thing from now on in each one of your reports, when you make your reports, it starts highlighting properly for us where the problem areas are and what caused that problem area, so that we can sort of work at it in the correct manner. So that's what I would.
Ian Holt is the sort of evangelist for this all singing, all dancing system that DCC have got. But I've seen a demo of it, and the system they've got, every single service request and job that they deal with is actually plotted on the map. Yeah. And so you can actually, using the filters on their reporting system, you can actually look at a GIS map and zoom into it and see all of the instances of where they're police instances, fire instances, and so you can. The system kind of does it for you. It's building that database and that hotspot intelligence information, which is it looks like a really good bit of kit. I've not, used it in the field, but it looks really good. And Ian has been talking about, getting a dashboard of sort of performance measures and developing that over time as we identify what it is we want to be measuring. once we get going. So I think that would be definitely possible.
Okay, is everyone happy with that then? Yeah? Is that agreed then?
Motion's agreed.
Yeah?
Ready?
Yeah?
There's our initial priorities then. Now, but I'm more than happy for you to remain for the rest of the meeting. If there's anything else you prefer to do, then now is the time to make your escape.
What have we tea?
Yeah. But thank you very much for coming.
Enjoy.
Thanks
Lovely to
very
meet
much.
you all again.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you once again.
You will.
Not until you come through me, pal.
You can't when you get the door.
Okay, if we can move on to item 7, accounts for payment and bank reconciliation. Everyone's had the documentation.
I've got
See anything?
I've got no real comments to make on them, Chairman. Other than they are what they are. I've provided the sort of line-by-line nominal budget this month so that people can see the expenditure on each line. I thought that might be more meaningful for some members than what we normally get. I'm proposing to bring a proper budget monitor to next month's committee with a kind of written report looking at the line-by-line stuff to explain any variances. I'll get that piece of work done sort of during the recess so that it's ready for September's meeting when we come back and start thinking about budget setting for next year.
Okay. Smashing. Any more comments from anyone? So do we have a proposer for us to approve the payments, note the bank reconciliation and decide if any further action is required? That we accept all of them?
May I suggest that we accept the whole lot in one?
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
go? That's what we are saying.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Okay, County Durham plan.
Right, okay. Chairman, as it says on the report, the County Council's preferred options paper has been published about the revised County Durham plan, which I know the members are aware of. There was a consultation session held in here on the 25th of June, which I know that some members came to. I've circulated the links to the plans and some of the other papers. The deadline for responses is actually before our next full cycle because it's during the recess, which is why I've sort of brought it forward onto this agenda. So really, what I'm asking members to do is just to consider how they want to approach the consultation. Obviously it's a significant and important document because it will have a long-term impact on the area, so my own view is it's something that we should take a view on. But beyond that, I've also attached the comments which were made at the Stanley Area Action Partnership Board meeting last Monday, just for information. And that's over to you, Chairman.
Okay. So, do we have any comments at all?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. I did attend with a lovely envoy. I've got to say a lovely envoy. Because I didn't, she was fisted. She's got a hell of a laugh. She's done that before, isn't she? So I've got to say a lovely envoy.
No, we're filming.
You should punch it.
No, she didn't. But anyway, I did talk to Mrs. Dillon, and she said that there was quite a good attendance here, especially councillors, and I know quite a few people were there. One of the things she said to me was that we need a neighbourhood plan. Neighbourhood plan. She said that to me. She explained the reasons why, and I thought she was right. She said she was wanted to come to the council any time and do a presentation. That's something worth considering. The other thing was, I felt it was a poor plan, but other people got their own ideas. So I'll leave the rest up to you. Thanks.
Okay, anyone else? Any comments? Yeah?
The town council has in the past considered a neighbourhood plan and drew some stuff together and then it went by the by. It was well attended, the AAP, I was there, but unfortunately the members of the public, the time constraints, didn't really get a chance to ask all the questions, neither did the councillors. We could see it was getting less time and the public were wanting more people were putting their hands up. So to be honest, I don't think Stanley got a fair hearing. Some people did give the question on a piece of paper in writing, and we were assured we'd get the answers, but I'm not sure that was the right way for the people. You know, there was a lot of concerned people there, and it's the biggest number of people I've seen in a while at the UAP.
Anyone else?
Well, can I make a motion, please, if you don't mind? I suggest that the town council should be seriously interested and involved in this. And in that, I suggest that we write a letter to Ian Thompson from the DCC, that we would like DCC to work alongside Stanley Town Council to bring together key stakeholders to look at how these plans affect us for regeneration across the Stanley Town Council area, so that we have a definite idea about what's happening and our input into that, because Stanley Town Council should be involved in that, and we'll take it up from there once we have a meeting with the key stakeholders. So my suggestion is that Stanley Town Council writes to Ian Thompson.
We're asking for a meeting with Ian
We
Thompson.
want a meeting with Ian Thompson with the relevant or key stakeholders.
Right, okay.
Okay, do we have anyone to second that? Do we have any further comment on that suggestion? Okay.
Thanks, Chair. I think the things that we need to add, what Val has said is really that number one, we need to consider the plans that we've already got. We've already got a town centre master plan. But if you don't live in the town centre, how does that affect you? How does it work? Back in, I think it was 2007, 2006, something like that. The Green Corridor did some master plans for each settlement. Some of it was deliverable, some of it wasn't deliverable then, some of it might never be deliverable, but I think we need to look at to see what the problems were. There's still the same problems, what ideas do they have to solve them, and will we still be able to use them to solve it now, because we've got an overarching County Durham plan, but we need to sort of look at our area and the different settlements in it in more detail, rather than just say, this is the overarching plan, this is what it's going to do, but how are we going to transport that into what we want to do? So we should be looking at the documents we've already got and consolidating them into something that we can then say is our plan. I think we also need to ensure that the town council is heavily involved in it as well. I know you're going to say I haven't got the staff and structure, but you will have before long. So we need to make sure that we're, if not driving it, we're heavily involved in it to make sure that our interests are looked after, rather than just we should have a meet with Ian Thompson and get him to set people away doing it at the county, because that'll not work. It'll just be another overarching thing like the town centre one. We want a sort of smaller one so we can try and help all of our area, the whole of the town council area, not just specifically the town centre or whatever they're thinking. Is that alright? Sorry, Alan.
Yeah, no, just if I could respond to what Councillor Davidson said. As Councillor Nicholson mentioned, we did get the area designated as a neighbourhood planning area back in 2015-16 time, but we didn't then go forward with anything from that. But the designation still stands, so we're already designated neighbourhood planning area.
But it doesn't necessarily need to be a neighbourhood plan. It could.
No.
We haven't decided what sort. I don't
But
think.
the key thing about being a designated neighbourhood planning area is that triggers the duty to cooperate, so the county council, Ian Thompson, these other people have to cooperate with us when we're talking about planning. So that's a key component of that. And yeah, you're right. Once, I mean, we'll cover that later. But once we do implement the new structure, then we will have an extra capacity to start working on projects like this. Yeah. Is that an amendment to Bella's motion that we obtain all these extra master plans and start putting them together?
I think there should be pretty much publicly available, but yeah, I think we need to look at what we've already got.
Yeah.
There's-
So we've got a good evidence base.
well, I'm not an expert on anybody else's area, but I remember some of the things I had in my area were deliverable, some things were never going to be deliverable in a million years, and that's why we had money. But we need to see what they were and see how things have changed and how much they've stayed the same, so we can still use things like that. Because they were really focused on the individual communities rather than
Just the
the sort of wider Stanley town.
Yeah, the county plan is very much a strategic plan. It's not detailed, and it doesn't get down to where the public really can get the teeth into it. And what's been suggested here is that we have groups get together and see what they want to do. There's not only the Green Corridor plan, which detailed quite a bit of stuff. There was other reports, and I think I've got 3 or 4 reports on the Stanley area. We really need to pull them all together. The detail, there's a lot of information, but we need to review it. Now, what we don't want is what's happened in the past. We've had meetings here that's been attended by 250, 300 people. I've seen them in the hall and got the ideas, and then nothing happens with it. So what we put into our plan has got to be achievable. It's no good putting stuff in there that, and we've got to be honest with the public, if it's not achievable because of costs or whatever, then they need to be told, well, look, we'd like to look at that, but let's get key stakeholders together, let's talk about it and see what we can come up with as a way forward for Stanley. It's an important time now. I mean, the Ox Hill, which was talked about in the AP, the junction there, that was due to go ahead when I was a county councillor, but it was going to be funded by Tesco's. Now, there's got other ways of getting funding for doing that on the back of the strategic plan that the county is suggesting. Perhaps we can get something done, otherwise the whole place will be a gridlock. It is at times. Quite often I come down from concert and you get to the Anfield Lane roundabout and it's stopped because we can't get through Ox Hill. Now that's the type of thing I would hope that the public would look at and see what we can do, and we've got to be in a position to say yes, we can do that and this is how we can do it. So I think it's an exciting time. There's a lot happening in Stanley and I think there's a lot of opportunities, so it might be the right time within a short period of time. Now I'm not talking about in a fortnight or anything like that, but later this year, getting all these groups together and talking about the future of Stanley, the whole Stanley.
Any comments?
I had a chat with the lady that did the talk on and I've explained that really with the plan that they've got and building more new houses, what about the houses that are empty? What about the landlords who are leaving the houses empty and not doing a thing to them? This is one of the things that we need to get across, because it's really, really bad, especially in Catch Gate, as you know.
Anyone else? So moving on to the motion then.
Well, before we do, can I just ask for some clarification of what I'm being asked to do? I'm being asked to write to Ian Thompson and say that we want to bring together stakeholders to assess how the plans will affect the area. I'm thinking that's like a meeting, a big public meeting in the hall with Ian there to facilitate and do a presentation. And no, what am I being asked to organise here?
Key stakeholders.
Key stakeholders are what, members and some invited groups?
Not invited groups, but people like Carbon Homes and all of those kind of people who are involved in actually doing this.
Right, okay. So a facilitated meeting,
Yeah.
not a public meeting. Okay. I'm happy now. That's what I'm being asked to do.
Okay, so the motion is on the table and it's being seconded.
It has.
So do we have an agreement on that, everyone? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where the numbers go slightly awry.
Huh?
What? We've swiftly moved on to 13.
Oh man, this is what happens when Nicola has a holiday.
Well, she can't have any more.
Oh no, this is where it all goes wrong.
Oh, let's be fair, she wasn't on holiday last month, was she? So,
Yeah.
She reads it.
reads.
Yeah.
So, committee actions update. Alan, take us through that.
Okay, I'll start from page 3, those are the oldest ones. The youth council is still parked, and we need to take a view on whether we're going to actually bring that back at any point in the future and put a date on it, because otherwise it's going to sit there being orange. Does anyone have any views on that?
I think maybe since they would commission a youth service, so why don't we ask them maybe as part of the next time to come along to do an update, which I think will probably be in the autumn sometime, to maybe facilitate a discussion with us about what the role of a youth council would be and how they would see it fitting. I mean, they're the experts.
We're trying to get the schools involved, but maybe able to get somebody else involved, get the youth
Well,
groups or
then also know the youths that may want to be involved as well. That's the key to it, isn't it?
Is everyone happy with that? Is that a way forward?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. The Louisa Memorial, hopefully the eagle-eyed, all the people that read the email I sent, will know that the stone has been moved today from St Aidan's and is outside on its wet concrete plinth with concrete drying, and the edge has been done, and the paving's going in tomorrow, and then they'll be planted up on Monday. We are going to arrange an event for the anniversary of the disaster. We're not probably due on the 23rd because it happened at 5 to midnight. So the stone was originally installed on the 23rd, so we'll probably keep to that. And obviously we'll be doing some information for the public about what the stone is and why it's there, and what the story of its journey from St Aidan's to the Louisa is. So that one is in hand and will be done by the end of the week. I'm pleased to report that.
Can I say that Jack Hare and the family will be delighted, the family's descendants will be delighted that the action's been taken. It's a huge stone and it's going into a good location, and I've tried to ring Jack on quite a number of occasions, and I'm having difficulty getting him. I don't know if he's poorly or what, but he is the instigator of this. I think he should be involved somewhere along the line.
I mean, I've left a voicemail for Jack today. I did speak to a chap called the son of Colin Simpson, who's one of the men whose name is on the memorial.
Lad from Pelton.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And he's very, very happy about the fact that it's been moved. So we'll definitely do something with that. Page 2, road safety is orange. Now we've had. In fact, I was talking to Daniel O'Brien today about this because. Council's last decision on this road safety was that we agreed to purchase a speed visor, but if they needed more money, they needed to find it somewhere else. And that somewhere else, I believe, must be the AAP, because I've had Daniel asking me about for the decision and stuff. So I think that's imminent. That the AAP are probably going to put a bit of extra funding into that, and we're going to get that delivered. The DFib, James.
Yeah. Obviously, you've been advised that we have found the correct location. We have found the partner that wants to work for us on it. We're ahead of the game for once. We're still waiting on their facilities people to give the permissions out. I can't actually believe I found another organisation that takes longer to get things into action than ourselves and the principal authority. So I am chasing, I am waiting. We have got the correct partner, we have got the correct location, and as soon as I get given the green light, it'll go. It's similar to the stone. As soon as I get that green light, it'll all happen. But I can't force this any more than what I'm doing. So please just bear with me on that one.
Okay, the next one, James, again, Christmas lights working group.
Yep. Myself and Joe are pleased to announce that we have set another date for this. An email is going to go out to the people who are on the group. We did have a quick meeting a few weeks back. However, not all councillors were able to attend. so we're holding another one in the second week of August, where hopefully we'll be able to really start pulling together a proposal for council to consider. And I really will have to move on it once we get those decisions pulled together. It's not fair for me to completely update you what we've been discussing at the moment, because nothing's set in stone, so I don't want to give false information as such. But there is work going on behind the scenes, and a meeting will be happening very soon.
Thank you.
Okay, and the final one is World War I remembrance. Identify the supplier of these beacons, how much they cost, how long they take to get put in. Me and James are going to basically do some recce's of some potential sites next week. We've got a date in the diary, and we're going to bring a report back. Well, the next committee date is not until after the recess, but we'll certainly circulate it in advance of that to get some feedback from members about where we think the best location might be for it. I mean, I'll say it now, obviously the recess is meant to be no meetings, but you know, it always happens. Something happens that needs a meeting. I think in this instance we're going to have a meeting because of the, so that members can consider the restructure feedback from the consultation. I think that's unavoidable. And I think if we do have to have that, then I think it would make sense to try and, these bits and pieces, bring them to that meeting. But you know, obviously we've got to keep it to bed, and I know everyone's wants to go on holiday. But yeah, that one we will get a proposal together for members, and we'll get it decided as soon as we can. But that might mean a trip, a summer trip into this building when you want to be somewhere else.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any comments on that?
So, Jeanette, I just think I think as a council we should be the staffing restructure is massively important to the delivery of the medium-term plan. And we spent a lot of time talking about it, and now we're partway through the restructure exercise. I think we should just be agreeing the principle tonight of the clerk calling an emergency meeting if the situation arises, because we can't afford any more slippage on the salon. We need to actually get it delivered. So if something comes in that we're not expecting, or something where we need a council decision, I think we should be sort of either working with the mayor or whatever we need to do to get an emergency meeting called. Obviously the timing of that's going to depend on when you get the consultation responses as part of that process.
Well, so I can tell you that now, because basically the timescale is already set out and it's already been delivered. So the consultation ends on the 8th of August. I'm meeting with the HR consultant on the 9th or 10th of August, and then the 13th of August we have to send our responses to the trade unions. So realistically, we need to meet on either the 11th or 12th of August to consider those responses before they go back to trade unions. That is a weekend, so that will be obviously, that will probably be then the 13th of August that we need to meet, so that we can get the trade union responses to consultation back as soon as possible. So either the 10th, if I can meet with Joe, either Friday the 10th or Monday the 13th. So if you could sort of pencil those dates in your diary, that's when it's going to be. And we'll need to do that because we'll have to consider the consultation responses.
Okay. And clerk's report?
Yeah, Chairman, I just provided this to give some updates of things that weren't necessarily on the decisions list. Obviously, we've spoken about the Louisa Memorial, and obviously that's moved and that's done or in process. Just to make people aware that it seems like an eon ago now that the council said that I should work with a communications company to start looking at our comm strategy, and we've not got to it, but I have now got to it. And I've met with a company called Creo Communications who do comms, social media, on a sort of consultancy basis, on a sort of per pay-as-you-go type basis. And I've done a bit of work with them. We've done the Warden's launch with them. We're going to get them to do a piece on the Louisa Morrison Memorial and just sort of bring together kind of an update on where we've been going, direction of travel and that, which hopefully we'll get up towards the end of the summer. So hopefully we'll start seeing some positive messages coming out from that relationship. Obviously we'll review it and make sure everyone's happy with it, but but that seems encouraging. The events contract, well, we've got an extraordinary meeting to just consider that matter on Friday, so I won't dwell on that. The staff structure we've discussed, and I just provided an update there on the allotments just to make people aware that at this stage the County Council seems to have accepted our refusal to take the allotments, and they're not coming back at us, and so unless they do, I propose to do nothing more with it. So that's just for your information. So, if there's any questions on any of that.
Just thanks, this report's helpful, Alan. Just in relation to the allotments, has there been any feedback from Cedal or Nelgate?
I've received 2 legal opinions from Cedal. The first was one that was commissioned by another town council in the County Durham area. I don't know which one, legal privilege, but the sort of the thrust of it was put forward, which was similar but slightly different to the position that we'd taken. So I sort of probed Steve and asked him if he could go back and ask Nelt for further advice based on what we'd put forward. And the second message I had from Steve seemed to be echoing what we're saying, that it's basically the principal authority have missed their opportunity to transfer those over, and they can't force us to accept them. That seems to be the message that we're getting. Given that the council has decided we're not accepting them, then I think that'll be the end of the matter. But I'll let you know if it changes.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure the council is grateful for me pushing this matter at the last meeting, saving the taxpayers of Stanley £60,000 and preventing double taxation, because I know there were some members in the council who wanted to roll over and let the county council tickle our bellies. So sounds like a really positive outcome, Chair.
Thank you. Just a question about number 2.
Yeah.
On the list, the NALC Star Awards,
Oh yes, sorry.
which you didn't mention, but it's a national award scheme to recognise innovation in the local council sector.
Yes.
So is it exciting? Is it something worth having? Or is it just everybody applies and some people get it? I don't understand, so can you explain?
Well, every year the Star Awards are organised by our national association, and they award in 5 categories. Young Councillor of the Year, Clerk of the Year, we're not applying for that one, Councillor of the Year, County Association Outstanding Project of the Year, and Council of the Year, decided by public votes. So what the judges are looking for in the Council of the Year, that's what we're going for, Council of the Year, that's the category that we're going to have a punt at. The categories, what they look at is they're looking for achievements in terms of contribution to community and local life, engagement with the community, partnership working with local bodies, innovation and creativity, and the efficient use of resources. So, what we've been doing in Stanley is quite different to what lots of parish councils are doing up and down the country. Most of them are looking after parks, wings and allotments, and we're doing something a bit different to that. We're commissioning services, we're facilitating local community groups, we're making investments in buildings that are going to help to support local third sector services. So it's about sort of highlighting all those things that we're doing, all those services that we're providing, and putting a bid together. You know, I don't know what everyone else is going to put in the application, but it's worth having a punt. You know, even if we get to a regional shortlist or something, it's a little bit of filling of the council. And it's only going to cost us a few hours of our PR consultant's time to draft the application up for her to do. And the interviews that he does, we can use for our PR messages anyway. So it's not like we're even spending any extra money, because it helps us to promote the council and what we do.
Yeah, magic, thank you.
Anyone else for any comments or questions? Okay. Date and time of next meeting, which is not
Last week, wasn't it?
It wasn't a good day for you when you said this.
It will be Wednesday the 12th of September.
And do not invite Tommy Armstrong to the next one, unlike what we've got on here.
He didn't actually get an invite because I took his email off, but yes.
Just being afraid of all.
I've just got Christine's name on, man. I mean,